Hey, it's your boy. Alexa, cat plug off. It's your boy. And let me tell you, today's a big day, boys. Well, yesterday was, but today's the big day for you guys. I got done One Piece until the pre-time skip. Pre-time skip One Piece is done for me. So that was a lot. That was a lot, is what I will say. There was a lot there. And there's a lot to talk about. So I will completely, and I will never stop saying this. Pre-200 episodes One Piece is not good. Like, it's actually bad. I think there's, like, one good arc. The rest are pretty bad, honestly. Like, really bad. Is it important for the story? Yeah, like you can't exactly just you can't jump in, like I can't just tell you, oh, you can just skip to this arc and then watch. You have to watch all of it, but it's pretty bad. Up until I would say Alabasta is like when it actually gets good. And even then, after that, it kind of falls off again. But then, after those 200 episodes, pretty much as soon as Water 7 hits, it's so good. Like, it is so good most of the time. Once again, it's still kind of hard to talk about because when I say it's so good, I mean it's like the things you remember are so good because you forget a lot of the slow pacing and all that, and it just kind of falls apart. Well, it doesn't fall apart. It just has a lot of parts that slow the show down way too much. Like, I know everyone loves to shit talk Bleach for its filler. Bleach filler is honestly the best out of the big three. Like, there is one really bad Bleach filler arc, and that's the Bount arc, but the other Bleach filler is actually good. This is not actually good. The One Piece filler is the worst. Naruto filler, I thought there was no chance it was getting dethroned because, like, Naruto filler is just actually ass. But One Piece filler manages to make it worse a lot of the time. It sucks so bad. It's so trash. And I know you're like, well, you can't hold that against your show. Fuck you, I can. It's part of the show. I've done it with all of my other shows that I fucking love. Like I give Bleach and Naruto Shippuden both fucking B's on my tier list because the filler was that bad. And I literally said, if I'm not counting filler, it would probably both be A's. But with filler, no chance can I put it higher than a B. That filler was horrible. And I'm not gonna be like, if you didn't watch the filler, you didn't watch all the show. I'm not that type of guy. I'm just a completionist, and with shows as long as these, I just say, fuck it, I'm watching every single episode, because I'm never watching all of it again. Like, with Bleach, I can watch it multiple times, because it's only like 400 episodes, and I think I just love it that much. Naruto I haven't tried to rewatch yet, but One Piece I don't think I'll ever rewatch. I think maybe once it's completely done, I'll rewatch it like 5 years after that. But it's not going to be like a rewatch show because it's just too long. And there's so much shit. What other negatives do I have before I go in and just insane? Luffy is fucking trash for like 90. No, okay, that's unfair. 50% of pre-time skip. He's very grating. Do I think he's the worst character ever? No. But like if I was to put Luffy on a tier list, it would be C. He would be middle because most of the time you see him, he is really grating most of the time until Water 7. Then he slowly starts to change. And then after Marineford, he's like actually just a completely different character who is really good still. Not a completely different character, but a different character that's still good. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's a good thing I should do. I want to do a little tier list of all the One Piece crew members tier list. 'Cause this could be fun. And I know everybody and their mom fucking loves to bitch and moan about people complaining about Luffy and thinking he's grating, as I've seen on the internet from the past little bit. Moist Critical said a similar thing, and the internet fucking flamed him for it. And I fucking hate that, because you know what? You can say bad things about shows that you love. Like, even if you're the #1 One Piece fan of all time, you can say there's problems with it. Like, I absolutely love Bleach, but dude, the beginning of their Ankar arc is terrible, and the filler in it is really mid-tier, and the censorship is some of the worst I've ever seen. Like, there's bad things of every show, literally every show. There's like 2 shows that I can think of that I would say don't really have a negative, and even then, they're like once in a lifetime shows. Okay, so now to just get into the good stuff. Holy shit, does this show make you care about things that you just never would expect. So, I literally didn't think I was ever gonna care about Luffy, or really any of the crew. I've completely changed on that. Like, every single crew member, at one point, I was like, I do not care about this person at all. And then, like, 20 episodes, it's like 200 episodes later, I'm like, oh my god, please make it out of here alive. Like, you do care so much, and, like, you end up caring about the ship that they're on, you care about all of it. Everything. It is really good emotionally. That is one thing I will say Bleach... It doesn't do worse, but Bleach literally has like 2 really sad moments, and that's about it. Which I don't mind. It's not all stories have to be sad. But One Piece does it pretty consistently, and honestly, I know everyone's like, Naruto has some tragic moments, which I would say so far, if you wanted me to compare them in like sadness, I think Naruto has the like saddest sad moments, because Jiraiya, and other moments similar, and like Kakashi's entire backstory is like actually just tragic. But One Piece on average has like the most sad consistency, where you actually, it's not like you're constantly sad, but you're like, wow, that really made me care for that. Like, even sometimes the villains or whatever. The action is great for a early shonen. Like, it's hard for me to say the action is great without adding that with old anime, because most new people who watch anime are gonna watch that and be like, that was trash. The animation was bad. It was not like Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer. Which, you just gotta understand, not everything is on the par of that. It's like people saying the Bleach animation is trash when that's just not true. Like, the Bleach animation is really good. It just came out so long ago, like the OG Bleach. I don't know. What other things do I do really well? The world is actually really good. I was not a fan. I'll be completely honest, I'm not a pirate fan. Like, I don't like... I haven't ever really liked pirates. Okay, that's not true. Obviously, I like pirates, like, at points, and I think they're cool. Like, they've always been cool. But I've never been like, oh, I should go watch the new fucking, I don't know, what pirate things come out? Pirates of the Caribbean. That was, we watched, like, 2 of those, and I was like, okay, I've had enough. No more pirates for Ryan. But this is actually good, and the world is really unique and different, which I always enjoy. All the big 3 are pretty different, honestly. So, that's classic, but One Piece does it, I would say, the best. I really do like Bleach world building, but One Piece definitely does it the best. Okay, I'm gonna stop comparing the 3 because that's a different video. What else does One Piece do really well? They got really good character moments where, like, you'll have like a single scene that's like the hardest scene you've ever seen of all time. Zoro and Sanji specifically are the moments I'm thinking of, and Luffy like has like 2 or 3 moments, but like there's so many moments where Zoro will just win a fight and you're like, god damn, this guy is a fucking badass, or god damn, this guy is a real one, and Sanji's the same thing. What else? They do backstories well. Okay, well, I was kind of ignoring it, but the pacing of the show is absolute shit. No one can tell me otherwise. It is so poorly paced. I swear to God, there's so many scenes where they'll pan to like, they'll just pan on like somebody walking for like 10 fucking seconds. One time I just remember, it was during Marineford, it panned to just like one dude slowly walking through the battlefield, and it's not even like a cool like scene where it's like you can see everyone around him. It's you literally just see him walking, and it's like 10 seconds. He doesn't even say any dialogue, and it was in the middle of an episode. It wasn't even like intro where it kind of, you know, they don't talk for a bit to like make sure everyone's watching. Pacing is terrible. You'll watch the same fucking, oh my god, oh I just remembered something. So normally this isn't enough to like really affect the rating, but when a show starts off every episode with like 5 minutes of flashback from the previous episode, I start to lose my mind. Literally, I've had episodes that start like 10 minutes in. Like, it's horrible. And I've had in a lot of episodes, and I skip through it because I'm not doing that. I literally, oh, and also the titles, horrible. Titles are so bad. You have to make sure you're skipping the titles because they're just wild. They're very rough. Yeah, pacing not good. Is it the worst of all time? I was about to say no, but it probably is the worst that I've seen. But that's mostly because most of the shows I've watched are pretty short, or not, if not short. Okay, I guess actually no, to be fair, 4th grade Ninja War pacing was probably on the same level of this. Naruto in general usually doesn't have that pacing, but the 4th grade Ninja War definitely did. I was awful. Yeah, it's, I don't want to spoil it in this one video, so like I am being really negative, it sounds like, but I promise you there is good stuff. I'm not gonna be that person though who's gonna say 200 episodes, bro, you just gotta wait until Alabasta for it to get good or whatever, and it's like, okay, you piece of shit. All right, yeah, sure, I'll wait 200 fucking episodes of trash. I'll wait through, and 200 episodes is no joke. That's like 60 hours. That's like 3 or 4. It's a lot of days. I think it's 3 days. Like 3.5 or something. But it is really good when it is in its prime. And that's why I think people love to say this is the best show of all time, because when you're watching it, the things you like, when I remember Alabasta, all I remember is the good parts. I don't remember the bad shit at all. Like, it's gone. It's gone from my memory. Unless it's like really bad, then you will remember it. But most of the time, that is what's been happening with me, and I think that's why everyone loves the show so much. Is because you forget the shit that you had watched like 200 episodes ago, and you're like, wow, this show has been so good start to finish. But when you're watching it in the moment, you're like, oh my god, this is some shit. Like, you're on an episode and you watch like the worst episode of all time, and you're like, okay. Good show though, really, really good moments. I want to say, I'm going to compare the 3 one more time really quick. I think Bleach, for me personally, has the highest peaks so far. Like, the peaks of Bleach are genuine, like, masterpiece moments. But One Piece, on average, has slightly lower peaks, but also slightly lower, or slightly higher lows. And then Naruto all around is, like, pretty much just a solid, good rating until the 4th grade Ninja War, and then it falls off hard. But that, other than that, it's pretty good. So I would say all 3 have some really, like, all 3 of them have some really good peaks. I just think One Piece has slightly lower than Bleach, but it also slightly, like, it doesn't go as far down as Bleach usually. I will say there's some moments, like filler, as like I've said. So now, time to get into the fun, okay? So we're gonna go to PC gameplay face. You see my face in the darkness here? So we got this tier list, since I finished halfway now. I am a little concerned that I'm halfway, and there is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 arcs left. Okay, compared to all of these for the first 500. But Marineford, easily S+. This is the best arc of the show, honestly. This is... It's not perfect. Like, if I had another tier on this tier list, it would be perfect. And I haven't seen anything that's, like, perfect. The only other arc, like, another arc that I would consider perfect is Return to Shiganshina. or Thousand Year Blood War Core 1, and maybe the entire thing at some point, but it's like the top tier shit. And it's not quite there. It's at like a 97. It's not quite to Monsters level, but it's very close. It's very good. Post-war, I want to say A because I really like what they do. Yeah, I'm doing A plus actually. I really like. I was going above Alabasta. I really like what they do with Luffy. He actually goes through grief, and you can like feel it. Like this man is going through it, and they have. Oh my god! I just remembered the flashbacks that they have are actually so good for Luffy. I was so not on board with Luffy until, like I said, Water 7. And then Enies Lobby kind of convinced me better. And then Marineford, like, really convinced me. I was like, okay, this guy's, like, actually good. And then the post-war, I was like, okay, Luffy's actually great. I don't think he's the best main character of all time still, but I do think he's good. And then we got Return to Sabaody. This is... I want to say... because this is what I'm on right now. And I just finished this. I'm literally at the Fishman Island. So I'm going to say Return to Sabaody. It's hard because I really do like seeing the characters again, but like the arc wasn't like that good. Like it was really just mid-tier, but I loved seeing them again because it felt like so long. Even though it really hadn't for me, it had been like a day, but in Universe it's been 2 years, so it looks they look very different and are all stronger, and it's cool. I'll give it a B+. Also, I'm moving Thriller Bark. I think I was heavily biased by the there's a specific Zoro scene, and I really like Brook's backstory. But when I was thinking back on it, I was reading some comments, and they kind of convinced me. Thriller Bark is like pretty mid, honestly. It just has 2 really good parts, which that's why it's up in B instead of in C, where if it was actually mid. I'm gonna move this up here, because I would say it's above both of these, or all 3 of these. Yeah, so that's the arcs. Okay. I know this one technically isn't the halfway one, but whatever. And now I want to rate the Straw Hats because I think this will be fun. So this will be just all including for the first 516 episodes. So I'm not including after that because I don't know, but I know what they look like. So we're gonna start with Brook. Brook hasn't been here long enough, so I'm putting him in C. He is really cool. I love his backstory, but he hasn't been there long enough. Chopper. I like Chopper, but I feel like he really doesn't do much. Like, I don't know. I don't want to put him. I don't think I'm gonna put anyone in D because I don't think any character is like actually bad. And yes, I do know that he becomes a part of the crew. I don't know if he becomes part of the crew like officially later, but I just know that people consider him part of the crew. So I'll include him, but he's gonna be like last. Going Merry. It's not actually an S, but like, man, I wish it was. A. We'll do A. Frankie. Honestly, Frankie is probably my least favorite. I don't hate him though. I think he's just the worst out of them because he's just not. He's not the cool. I don't like his personality. I don't really like his design. I also just don't like his like jokes. I don't like him very much. He's not bad once again, but he's not my favorite. Usopp, easy B, maybe even low A, because when this man is not like screaming and crying and running away, he is so cool. He is so cool. But you need the screaming and crying to make that so cool so much better. Like the Enies Lobby Soge King, the Sniper King. That shit was fire. Like, if I was rating him, that would be S tier. He was fucking popping off. Nami, definitely below Usopp. Just because she doesn't really do anything right now. Well, that's not true. All the Straw Hats do something, but it's just like, I feel like she does the least, and I don't really like, she doesn't do it much character-wise. She doesn't, like, grow so far very much. she's kind of just staying at this current level that she had been in. She's like, I think she would be C if only she wasn't here as long. Like, I think Brooke would probably pass her in due time. Robin, easy A. Man, Going Mary is such a S. I don't even care anymore. Robin is an A. Her backstory is really good. Her in general, she's just really good. She's got cool powers. She's like sane, which is nice because the crew's kind of insane. We're saving Luffy for. Yeah, we'll do this order because these three are like my favorites. Okay, so Sunny. Don't know enough about Sunny, so he's going straight to the bottom of C. Just kidding. I don't know if the Sunny's gonna be his own character at all, like Going Mary was. But Sunny as a ship is actually really cool. I like Sunny quite a bit, but it's just C because I can't put it above any of the actual characters. Sanji. So honestly, I'm hating him right now. I absolutely hate him right now. But pre-time skip, see, I really like Sanji. I think this just recency shit is making me want to put him in B because he is like so much worse now with women. Like, and I don't mind like the classic anime like, oh my god, it's a woman, awooga, awooga, eyes pop out of my skull, nosebleed, all that shit. But it's so bad right now, and I understand why, because like he was on an island without women and he's losing his mind essentially. But like, dude, chill, please, thank you. I like you more when you're like crazy, but not to that level. Zoro, S tier, damn straight. Zoro, the fucking goat. He's really just cool. Like, he's cool. I don't know what else to tell you. He's cool. He's just really, really cool. Honestly, he'd be my number one. Zoro is my favorite character in the show. Anytime I see Zoro, I'm like, this shit's about to either be really funny or actually really cool. Luffy, now see, those first 200 episodes, I literally would have put this man at D. But after Water 7 and Enies Lobby, I probably would have put him at B. Bottom of B, though. And after Marineford, I would have put him at A. And after the post-war, I'm going to put him at the top of A. I do think he has a solid chance of moving up to S. But I wouldn't quite say that he's to the level of these two for me yet. Once again, I don't think anyone is bad. D is bad for me. C is just average. I think these four ships kind of, it's just a ship, like, for now. Maybe it'll have its own moments later. Frankie, I don't think has had enough time, and I'm just not a fan of his personality. Chopper just doesn't do too much. Like, when he does do something, it's cool, but it's rare, and a lot of the time he's just, like... I think I'm also frustrated with him because in the when they return to Sabaody, oh my god, he's like follows around the fake Straw Hats, and I understand like I guess that's fair, but Jesus, I was like, oh my god, this fucking idiot. I know it's a kid, but still. And then there's Brook, who I think, given time, probably move up. I really like Brook. Soul King Brook was fire. And Jinpei, I'm not gonna rate. I don't think, now that I'm thinking about it, because, like, honestly, if I was to rate him right now, he would be a D, but that's literally because he's done, like, one thing, and it was just protecting Luffy, and then he was like, alright, I'm gonna go do my own thing. So this is my official rating, and before the people come at my throat for saying Luffy is an S tier best character of all time, fuck you. He is really good, though. As I've always said, A on mine is good. A for me... I think my cat's about to puke. So. Alright, well, I'm gonna end the recording. That's about it. Later. Good show, though. Good show. If I was to rate those arcs, they would pretty much consistently be 90s, honestly. That's about it. Later.